Beloved Saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about by the Red Sea. During the 40 years in the wilderness, from the second book of redemptive history series, The Covenant of the Torch. When we look in Numbers 33 verse 10, during the 40 years in the wilderness, the sixth campsite that the Israelites stayed in was by the Red Sea. This camp was by the Red Sea, located between Elim and the wilderness of Sin. First, the hearts of the Israelites wavered like reeds because of food. By this time, the Israelites had begun to run out of food that they brought from Egypt. We know this because when they arrived at the next campsite, the wilderness of Sin, the Israelites grumbled that they were about to die of hunger. In Exodus 16 verses 1 to 3, it says, "Then they set out from Elim, and all the congregation of the sons of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departure from the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the sons of Israel said to them, 'Would that we had died by the Lord's hand in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, when we ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.'" Everyone, when the Israelites arrived at the camp by the Red Sea, which was before the wilderness of Sin, the food was about to run out. As the Israelites saw how the food was running low, their hearts were filled with worries and anxiety. And with this heart, the Israelite people grumbled against God in disbelief. The meaning of the name of Red Sea is Sea of Reeds. The Israelite people who camped by the Red Sea had hearts that wavered between believing in God and disbelief. Their hearts wavered like the reeds. In Matthew 11 verse 3, John the Baptist had doubts about Jesus, who had never come to visit him in prison. He sent his disciple to ask Jesus, "Are you the expected one, or shall we look for someone else?" At that time, Jesus compares the heart of John the Baptist as the reed shaken by the wind. Then he says, "Blessed is anyone who does not stumble on account of me." And this is in Matthew 11 verses 6 to 7. Beloved saints, let us not stand on the side of the Israelites and John the Baptist that had hearts like the reeds. They disbelieved in God and grumbled, and they stumbled. Instead, let us stand with the grace of God, firmly believing in Him. I bless in the name of the Lord. Second, let us not depend on this frail world, which is like a crushed reed, but rely on God, who gives us strength and power. A reed grows in swampy land or by water to about 6 to 10 feet in height. Its stem is hollow and has joints, but it is firm and straight. However, a reed usually symbolizes weakness because it sways easily in the wind and is not strong enough to be used as a stick or a staff. Thus, a nation like reed may appear strong outwardly, but it is actually very weak. When we look in 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 21, Isaiah 36 verse 6, and Ezekiel 29 verse 6, God describes Egypt, which was considered a strong nation at that time, as a staff of crushed reed. Although Egypt may have seemed strong, in the eyes of God, it was only a crushed reed. When we look in Revelations 11 verses 7 to 8, Egypt symbolizes the fallen world. Thus, the wealth, power, and honor of this world is nothing more than this weak and frail reed. Beloved saints, as we live our day to day, let us not depend on this frail world that is like a reed, but instead, let us rely on God, who gives us strength and power. In Psalms 18 verse 1, it says, "I love you, O Lord, my strength." In Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 19, it says, God the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places. Just like this word, let us rely on God who is our strength, so that we can overcome all obstacles and reach high places. I bless in the name of the Lord.